Hello and welcome to Proverb Minutes. Today let's discuss how none of us can hide from God. There's no place that we can find that is absent of His presence or His notice of all the things that are going on in the space that He has created. For again, He is the owner. So here, the Lord looks down from heaven and sees all the sons of men. There's no place we can hide from God. He is omnipresent, and He's looking to see what our character is and how we respond to one another and how we feel about ourselves. There's such a diversity of life, especially in the human psychological realm. There's the suicidal thoughts and exuberant joy. The extremes are there. But what we want in life or living as creatures under His watch is to have balance, to be able to endure the ride in the flesh. Even though it's filled with grief and sorrows, it also has hopes and joys. And again, He looks down from heaven and sees all of these things. He knows what we need. And here in Proverbs 15:11, hell and destruction are before the Lord, so how much more the hearts of the sons of men? Hell and destruction is the bottom edge of, say, the absence of God. And He can see that barrier. And what a shame for those of us that don't notice God or pay Him attention and the glory that He is due. Because much more than the edge of the universe that He can see and perceive, because He's the creator. And He knows what it is to be absent of Him, because there is that realm of darkness. And if we choose not to acknowledge that He counts all the hairs, that He loves and doesn't want any soul to lose its life in His spirit, we're fooling ourselves and living a fantasy, delusional existence, which will be quite a surprise when we come to the judgment gate where Christ sits, welcoming or dismissing souls as they pass through to the destination. And where can our hearts go? Where can our hearts go from your spirit? Or where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend into heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, you are there. So God understands these limits between heaven and hell, the heights of high and the lows of low. And it can be also metaphoric as well as physical. But there's a destination that we approach. And either we are on an escalator up or on that descending escalator into the pit. And these directions have been made clear by God. So as sons of men, He's going to judge us. Here in Ecclesiastes 3:17 it says, I said in my heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time, for every purpose and work underdone. Let me start over on that. For there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. I said in my heart concerning the condition of the sons of men, God tests them, that they may see that they themselves are like animals. So clearly here God's going to judge us all. And He's testing us. He's testing the sons of men, all of us, sons, daughters, children of God. He wants to know if we're wicked-hearted, if we're using other people, if we're cruel, we're brutal, those things that have been discussed throughout my sermon quips. In a way, we're like animals. Animals generally bond and they don't abandon one another. Human beings, although have a psychological difference in hierarchy, being either ascending or descending, so there's no logic or reason sometimes to what human beings will do to one another. But He is telling us we are like animals. And as animals, we have that spectrum of becoming dependent as we're born. Certainly we develop. None of us can die that. Even Acts talks about us having movement in our being because of him, as even creatures that have been created in his manifold presence. But death is a unfortunate existence here. We get old, we get decrepit, we lose our hearing, the teeth fall out, whatever it may be that your affliction is, kidney stones or whatnot. It can be hard to breathe in the flesh as we age. And so he's testing us. Do we have that character that will support others no matter our affliction? Because we all have grief in our lives, and there's going to be challenges. But do we still have that steadfast character to care and listen and to love? And these are the things that God looks for. And I want to thank you for coming to Proverb Minutes. I don't know if I have another one here. I've made so many of these things. And generally I whip them up here in just a few days so I can work on other projects. But if you go out and help somebody today, we're going to be better off and you're going to feel better for it. I feel better when I do things for other people. So let us cheer that God has given us these hearts of compassion and that we can be aware of our surroundings, and thank God he's given us another day. Well, thanks for coming. But what else?